but problems with the mic packs, and we're not sure if it's the broadband because they're doing works on at the same time. It coincided with the broadband being a bit iffity.
Iffity, it's a lovely word.
A new word.
Yeah.
Add it to the dictionary. So we haven't quite got to the bottom of what it is. So Josh came up with the great idea of we'll just use one of his microphones.
So now we feel like we're singers.
We could. At any moment.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And then we'd get shut down, wouldn't we? Because we were using...
I mean, I love that you think we would sound enough like it to upset their algorithms. But yes, we could. Theoretically, yes.
We could.
Yes. So, good morning. Please bear with us. We're going to make sure... we're trying. We're trying everything.
Well, yeah,
Or we're just trying.
Depends
who you ask, Jane.
Yes.
So, yes, good morning. Today's Jane's show. This is Jane, for anybody that doesn't know. This is lovely Jane Alcock, who is our superstar quilter, and this is her superstar quilt today. Jane. It's a bit gorgeous.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. Inspiration?
Tiles, basically. The fabric and a combination of all ideas come together, don't they?
Yeah.
You see a fabric and you think, oh.
This was another situation where I bought in the fabric for something completely different. Jane saw it in the box and went, I'm using that for that. So I never got to use it for my make. It's fine.
I'm not upset at all.
No, not even remotely. But if you would just notice how this blue goes with this wax really beautifully. Then
really nicely.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. So yeah, this was brought in for something completely different. Then Jane fell in love with it and went, I need this for a quilt. And then designed this, which is just very, very beautiful. Just very, very beautiful? Is very, very beautiful. Yeah. I'm very sleep deprived. I'll just apologise. Somebody snores a lot, and it's not me.
And
when there's a
Reuben.
cold going on, and they're just...
Yeah. And they're quite blissfully fast asleep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know if they're sound asleep.
Because they're snoring.
Hear them.
Oh,
hello.
they're
Three
my
glasses.
glasses.
So, yesterday, thank you ever so much to all of you that tuned into our very first craft store show. It was lovely. Just so nice. Yeah, just so nice to have everyone's support.
Yeah.
I know it is a big ask for people to trust buying through that medium.
Yes.
After Create and Craft, I know it's a massive ask, but you're buying through us like you would do on this show. There's no difference, and I think that's when people get that idea that they are helping all the people that got right royally stuffed.
Yes.
And they're helping us directly whilst buying beautiful fabrics.
Of course.
Then it's all good. I'm going to say good morning to everybody, Jane, before we get going, and then I'm going to show you some gorgeous deals, and then I'm going to say to you, if you were looking at yesterday's waterproof wash bag kits, please look at your emails, and if you don't subscribe, you'll miss out on this deal, but if you do subscribe, you'll have an email and fill your boots.
Yes.
Is what I'm going to say on that. And if you
subscribing to the newsletter is different from subscribing to your Natasha Makes designs, isn't it?
When you
it's free.
go onto our Natasha Makes website, you'll be asked if you would like to subscribe to our newsletter, and if you would, then that's where you get sent various deals, and you'll get our Friday deals sent directly to your inbox, and you can click directly on the link. It takes you straight to it rather than having to try and search the website for it. You will get an email on a Thursday showing you all of our half-metre heavens, so you can pick rather than if you don't go on social media and you don't see them there. It gives you that reminder of then what we're going to make the following week, what we've made the past week. It just gives you a little catch-up.
Yeah. And it's nice. It's a nice little... Sorry, I put that there thinking it would be okay, and we
no,
won't
obviously
lose it.
not with old klutzy clumsy me. Debbie's here, Becky's here. Good morning. Gabriel's here. Morning, all. Anne's here. Another cold, wet day here. It's miserable, isn't it? But not in here, Jane.
No, it's nice and cosy in here.
It's nice and cosy. Kate's here. That's your mum. Oh, Kate, I liked your cushion you made at the weekend. Very nice. Liz is here. Jane's here.
I don't know that she knows I shared that with you. She saw me taking a photograph of it.
It was only between you and me.
Yes, it was only within the team makes. Yeah.
It was lovely. Well, we're impressed. It's not like I'm saying it's horrible. It was lovely. Yeah.
I wanted you to see that she does make stuff.
She does. I know your mum makes stuff. I know she does. I need pointy elbows, Natasha. Oh, Yeah,
Yes.
I did do a bit of that.
Yeah.
And, oi, snoring!
Get off your back. Go on your side.
Yeah. And then sometimes it is the dog.
Yes.
And he's just as bad. Nikki's here, Laura's here, Carol's here, Rebecca's here, Gail's here, Helen's here. It's a dull and dank Norfolk.
It's pretty dull and dank here. Yeah.
Megan's here, Sharon's here. Loving the quilt today, but I treated myself to last week's, says Nikki.
Yeah.
This is coming in at $44.99 for this quilt kit, by the way.
Wow.
Whether you go for this one or Liberty.
Yes.
We've got a Liberty version too.
It's pretty.
Morning, Jan. So whichever one you fancy, fill your boots. Morning, Sarah. So that's what we've got for you, amongst other things. I have got, by the way, for those of you that were watching... Yeah, where's my session ended, Jane? I haven't had any comments that they can't hear us yet, so this is good.
This is a good sign.
Yeah, it's very good, isn't it? I have got one of these Liberty long quarter bundles with a free ½ metre of wax left.
Wow.
One. That's it. Gone.
Amazing.
Is it going to be yours? It's like over a £20 saving on there.
That's really good.
I know. Today, Jane, we have got all kinds of goodies. I'm going to say these are the last kits to make your heart cushion
Yes.
that we did the other week. I've got one of each colourway. There's the cushion. It's nearly Valentine's. Do you celebrate Valentine's?
No, don't bother.
Do you not?
Never have.
Do you not?
No.
You've
Not
got
even when we
little
were
heart earrings in.
young and courting and stuff. We never did. It's got hearts on too.
I know, but I'm just bedazzled
Yes.
by your beautiful earrings.
Yes.
I think a heart is for all year round anyway.
Yes, I do. I love a heart shape.
Yes. That kit or that kit. Gemma, can we put a discount on those, please? She'll be watching.
She will.
She'll be like, oh, for goodness sakes, Natasha, can you stop
What
changing your mind
now?
on everything? Can you? I could, but I won't. Now, last week's quilt was an absolute winner, Jane.
Yes, our lovely Bargello.
This is what we have left.
There's not a lot.
There's not a lot, but I know a lot of you bought it. So if you want one of these bolt ends, we could have done all sorts of things with these, but we haven't.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to, before we do them any other way, we are going to give you the chance to buy big chunks to back your quilt with.
Yes. Yeah, because a good 3 metre piece will do back most
Yeah,
sort of 60 by 60 quilts.
yeah. So this is pomelo. There's a 3 metre piece there. 3.3 in the saffron. So there's one of each here.
Izzy and I were like, why have they called that saffron when it's sort of red? But there you go.
Maybe it's this,
The
I don't know.
colour, yeah.
You know, it's like Kaif does with his. He
Yeah.
calls it some. There's like that colour in it somewhere,
Yeah, yes.
but you've got to really look. It's not the obvious colour.
No, not always.
It's one of the many others.
Yes.
Yeah. This is passionate fuchsia. Oh, come on,
Just what you
passionate
need for
fuchsia.
Valentine's.
Yes, 2.45 metres of that. There's 3.2 metres of the juicy grape.
That is a gorgeous colour.
They're all gorgeous,
Well, they
Jane.
are, yes, but that one's really lovely.
The sugar green. It is a sugar green, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's lovely and fresh. Nice spring colour, I think.
Fresh. Gemma says saffron strands are that colour.
Oh, right, okay.
And it's
Thanks,
more
James.
expensive than gold too.
It is, yeah,
Mm.
per gram.
That's your sugar green, and then this is your emerald coast. I love
Beautiful.
this one.
It's gorgeous.
In
colour.
fact, there are so many that I love in this.
It's just a fabulous collection. A real lovely rainbow of colour.
When they're gone, they're gone. That's it. I think Gemma might be still loading these. Oh, she's just finding me a picture of what saffron looks like.
Bless her.
I do have saffron in my cupboard. I've no idea how to cook with it, but I've got it in a little box, and I know I spent a lot of money on it, and I
Yeah.
don't know. I think one recipe once, 20 years ago, called for it, and it's been sitting there ever since going, ha ha! Being honest.
When you make saffron rice, you just put a couple of strands in the water as you
Oh, is that
boil
what you
it.
do?
Yeah.
Oh, I can whack that in my rice maker.
Mm.
Oh, I might try this afternoon. This is Dungaree Dots.
How
like
cool. I love it.
Dungaree Dots, Dungaree Dots.
Because it's a denim blue, isn't it?
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's a lovely name.
I'm loving that. Blue Lagoon. possibly
Gorgeous.
one of the, we're
Natasha
into the
Make colours.
I know 2.2 meters of that was 2.4 meters, 2.2 meters. Gemma bought it for a paella, and a friend who's got a Spanish husband gave them a masterclass.
Cool.
This is vintage. God, it's that thing again, Jane.
It's that jig. I keep putting it, like tucking it in so it won't get
No, I'll knock everything. Vintage blue, 3 meters
lovely.
and 5 centimeters.
Well, that's
Very
important.
Very
That
important,
extra
Jane.
5 centimetres.
That's 2 inches. Yes. This is smoking. 2.85 meters
I
there.
love that. That one looks really nice with some of the waxes, doesn't it?
It really
It's
does.
a very, I know we're not supposed to genderise things at the moment, but this is a very masculine, look lovely inside the lining of a wash bag type fabric.
Nice. As would all of these.
Yes, they would.
What we did this with purple in one of those kits.
Yes.
Yeah, we
did
did it with a
'cause it's-
magenta, didn't we?
Yes, magenta in the little pin cushion.
Yes, it was gorgeous. This is Sage Meadow. Not sure you get meadows of sage, but if you did, it would look apparently like this.
Well, yes, it would.
Yes. Do you think they asked AI to name these?
Probably.
This is licorice, just licorice. 2.15 metres.
It's lovely.
There we go. When they're gone, ladies and gents. That's it. But Jane, for today's quilt,
Yes.
we have got. Can we just grab the Liberty bundle? Have you got the Liberty bundle there? Can we show the Liberty bundle? Because I just want to show. Show and tell. Oh, look, that's on top of all my apples. This is today's Liberty quilt, and I wanted to show because look at all those beautiful colours, and there's this lovely coral in there. Now, I have got. Look how that colour is in here.
It's in everything, isn't it?
It's in everything.
It's gorgeous.
Absolutely. This is flannel. Art Gallery fabric flannel.
Brush cotton if you're English.
Yeah,
British.
all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Same
I've
thing.
got 1 metre here, and I've got 2 lots of 3 metres because you said that would do the back of that quilt.
It will. Yes.
There you go. So
We'll
if
have
you want
quite a bit left over for nice soft cushions.
something incredibly snuggly
Mm-hmm.
on a discount that works exactly with this,
Yeah.
go for it. 1 metre piece there. Actually, these would look really nice as those bibs as well.
Yes, they would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I've got 2 of the 3 metres. They are on a very, very good price. I also have 2 other colours which I'm hoping Wiz might bring in. Darker colours which would go
look nice
with
on
your
there.
quilt up
Yes.
there. Now, Jane McJanio. Valentine's extravaganza for those people that do either celebrate or just want a fabulous deal. 2 half metres at a half metre heaven price. This should have been £16 something.
Yeah.
$9.99.
Doesn't have to be Valentine's, does it? I mean,
Nope.
these are lovely little cherries, so
And these are lollipops
yeah,
with hearts.
heart shapes. And that heart is all year. It's not
Of course it is.
just for Valentine's.
2 half metres, $9.99. Big discount on
That's
that.
a huge discount. Yeah.
Same here. I've got 7 of those. I've got 4 of these, which is your Art Gallery fabric. So obsessed. Just love the shape of this. It's very elegant.
Yes.
And I've got 4. Again, $9.99 for the pair. When they're gone, they're gone.
Yes.
Okay.
There's no more.
That's it. Same with that one. If you would like the bolt end of this, 1.9 metres of this, again,
Yeah.
just you could make all your sewing paraphernalia for your workroom.
Yeah, absolutely. Those little tidies and things and
Beautiful.
yeah.
And then Sweet on You, I've got an 85 centimetre piece of the hearts there. I have also got a bolt end of Liberty, 75 centimetres. Jane, I've seen your shopping list. You're not having this as well.
Just went through this morning just before Izzy decided which one she was going to cut up for bolts. I was like, just have that one and that one. I said to Gemma, you better add me up because I think I've spent my wages.
It's fine. It's fine. You just come and work for free, Jane. It's fine. This is your Cosmos Cloud, and I've got a 1.7 metre piece. This is a Liberty again.
That is such a pretty fabric.
Decadent to back your quilt in Liberty.
Well, if
Although-
there's Liberty on the front, why not have it on the back as well?
That could be pyjamas.
Could, 1.7,
1.7.
I mean, yeah, and bag line.
I could see you thinking
Yeah, bag
that with
linings
denim.
are just denim and
Denim and Liberty.
it's
Always a winner.
Yeah.
You know it's always a winner, Jane.
I love this stripe, and you know me, I love a stripy binding, and you can just...
And it's in your colours, isn't it?
visualise that, yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm sure, yes.
Are you sure? You sure?
Yes.
Speak
Yes, I
now.
am.
It's because it's the last of it. That's it.
Yes, I know.
Sure?
Yes, thank you.
Sure, sure.
Give someone else an opportunity.
Okay, Jane. I don't think Wiz was listening because she hasn't brought in our flannel.
Maybe she's not. Maybe she's not got a song today.
Show us what you got, Jane.
Right, I've got two kits. We've got two kits. We've got the lovely Liberty one, and then we've got the one in the Art Gallery Fabrics Maven collection. Is how
What
I'm
does
pronouncing.
Maven mean?
Now, I looked it up, and it said teacher, someone with knowledge that imparts knowledge, that passes
nice.
it on.
Yeah.
Gemma's said something like, what does she say? She says, Gemma says, is an expert in a particular subject. So,
Yes.
teacher, I think. And so that's what led to because I thought the block, as I designed it, looked like a tile. Where I live in Staffordshire, and we've got Minton tiles everywhere. You can go into you just go into a shop,
Watty tiles.
and they're in the doorway. Minton.
Minton.
Yeah, they're quite a well known, and most stately homes would have some Minton floor tiles in them because they were quite a trendy brand, I suppose, at the time.
Trendy Minton?
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like quite a name, doesn't it? Hi, my name's Trendy Minton. Can you hear me over here? I don't know.
I bet they can, because you've got a lovely clear voice.
Sometimes.
Mine's is a bit low and croaky. Yeah, so we've got 1 metre and a quarter of your background fabric and your borders. This one with the beautiful little flowers, ditzy flowers, it's like it's a bit like that pewter blue wax, isn't it? Funnily enough.
Yes, Jane, it is. Why would that be, Jane?
I
Would that be
can't
because
possibly
I may or may
imagine.
not have brought it in to go with it?
Yeah. So it's like a bluey grey. So it's got a different, but it's in the other blues. So it's it's part of the collection. So it all goes. And we've got some red, which I've used for my cornerstones and my binding. I love a red binding. Got this beautiful ditzy floral. That's for the main side pieces of the block. Then the blue, it's like a check. It's like a ginghamy check. It's pretty. And we're not overhead, are we? Or are we? I don't know whether the... There we go. Can you see that lovely ditzy? You probably can't see it. It doesn't
Do you want to go closer?
pick up very well. It's such a lovely... It's got little blue and cream leaves and green as well. And then these lovely red. And there's 2 shades of red on the flower. And it just blends beautifully with the other fabrics because it's all part of the collection. And then the gorgeous the feature print, which is just a fat quarter. And we had fun fussy cutting that because we could. Okay, so that's the kit. You've got 1.5 metres of background, 2 half metres. This is a 24-inch piece because you just need that little bit extra. So that's 60 centimetres. A long quarter and a fat quarter. And the Liberty, same quantities. We've gone for cream. It's ivory with the Maven and it's cream as the background with that one. Just a little bit more, sits nicely with the peachy colour. We've got the 2 little ditzy flowers. And then this one's beautiful. That's the one that I've gone for the sashing, so there's 60 centimetres of that one. 1/2 metre of this one, which is the one I'm going to use for the main side triangle pieces. And then the lovely flowery one for the centre. And again, you can fussy cut this, and I'm going to talk a little bit about fussy cutting because I pinched Natasha's borrowed because I didn't. I brought it back. Perfect 5 ruler.
Did you though?
I did though.
Right, I need to tell people about the Perfect 5s, okay?
Yes.
Because we had a few people buy them yesterday. The Perfect 5s are on a back order. Creative Grids do not know the date they are due in. If you are buying the Perfect 5, please buy with the knowledge that we don't know when they will be in. They will be at some point.
Yes.
And I don't think anybody else has got them either.
No.
But they are not in yet.
No.
So that is a sitting, and we will get, as soon as the ship comes in, we'll get them.
Yes.
But we don't know when. However, in the meantime, Jane, those that have bought, we have offered a deal on an upgrade to the Perfect 10.
Which is rather lovely. And
So-
if you do a lot of work with layer cakes and things, it's ideal.
Perfect. And Jane, we have got some incredible Tilda layer cakes coming in at some incredible prices. So, you know, just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah. I love these rulers. I love a square ruler because particularly when you're fussy cutting, it really helps. I mean, you can make a template
Of course you can.
and draw a template
It's
out
always
and then
way
draw around it and then cut it out. But having the ruler already there, and I used some of your washi tape, and I just marked, because you start off with a 3.5 inch centre square. So this is 5.5. It's 5, because it's Perfect 5.
The hints in the
The
name.
name. So I just, to help me, I lined up the 2 3.5 inch marks, just with a bit of washi tape on the corner, like so. So that's at the point where the 3.5 inch line comes down. I mean, Creative Grids rulers are really easy to see the marks on them anyway, but sometimes when you're trying to look at the pattern underneath, you don't always line it up properly. So by having that little pointer there in the corner, that just helps. And of course, if you can do it with your ordinary ruler as well. And I love this 6.5 by 12.5. This is a really nice size ruler to work with when you're doing patchwork because you're always cutting small pieces. So I did the same on there, and of course with this ruler you've got your 3.5 inch mark in the black spot with the white writing on, so that's really easy to line that up. And you've also got your 45-degree line which runs through, so that gives you an idea where the middle is as well on there.
It's so helpful.
So there's, I mean, they say, don't they, they're rulers for quilters, designed by quilters, and it shows because there's all the handy little extra bits that you don't always think about until you actually need it.
Jane, on the saffron note, sorry to hark back to it, but Jan has just pointed out there's a Cornish saffron buns.
Oh gosh, yes.
I know they've got saffron in, Jan, but I wouldn't know how to. We've already discussed. I make, I don't bake.
If they're buns, they've probably got milk in them.
Right.
So they would have put the saffron in the milk probably. I don't know because I'd forgotten about those buns.
So many buns, so little time,
Yes.
Jane.
So yes, saffron buns.
Hey, Sarah Snaggy Fairbank Williams, the best name in the world, has joined us this morning. She said, lovely to get in for live for a change. Oh, Lisa says, morning. Every time I tell myself I have enough, you tempt me with more loveliness.
Well, we're just enablers, that's all we can say. Is your
I'm in
rotating
danger-
cutting mat around? Yes it is, it's just here.
Yeah. I'm in danger of backing myself into a corner with no room to stay, but you'd be comfy.
Yes.
It's soft.
Well insulated,
Yeah.
and it doesn't eat anything, does it? So it doesn't
Cindy's
cost
here.
anything.
Oh, and Laura said, I was given 10 pairs of men's denim jeans yesterday. Are there any Natasha Makes patterns that could be used? Yes.
Yes.
Any of them, really.
Yeah.
You just use the denim instead of the handbag we're making tomorrow.
Yeah.
Could be made out of denim.
Can I show it?
Yeah, of course you can.
Anything that's got like a heavier duty fabric like that, anything that we've used the waxed, any of the bags really.
Yeah, sure.
Look at this. This is lovely, this bag. I just think it's so cute. It's lovely.
Just want to switch it over so everyone can see. There you go.
Clever.
It's not a difficult make at all. Not at all.
It's just a nice size.
Yeah.
Get over your shoulder. Don't go show it. Get over your shoulder like that, look. That's a really nice bag, and of course because you've got your arm over it, that keeps it secure.
Or you can just, yeah.
Or you can wear it like that. You can just hold it.
And actually, that
I just
colour
love this
really
liberty
works,
inside.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
We like.
Beautiful.
Jane, if you show everybody the Liberty lining. So yesterday during the show, I was really unprofessional,
Can you see it?
messaging my supplier going, of all the Liberty fabrics, I obviously picked this one that I didn't buy
I don't know if you can see it.
to line it in. Should we go closer?
Yeah.
So bless him, he has shipped me a bolt of that one Liberty.
I can't really see. It's beautiful. It's just perfect
It's
match.
just the perfect colour, isn't it?
It matches this. Okay, that's better. Look, you've got an idea there, but it matches this wax perfectly. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's just a nice little bag. Nice little handy bag. Right, so fussy cutting. As I say, mark the point that you want your square to be on your ruler, whether it's your long ruler or you've got a square one. I think you can get 3.5 inch squares, I'm not sure. I mean, you can get the squares. I know you can get a 2.5 inch one. There's probably a square in all the sizes. I hear the door. Here comes his wares. Oh, look at these. Oh, these would look lovely on the backing, wouldn't they? These are fleeces. No, they're not. They're brush cotton.
They're brush
flannel.
Flannel.
So because it's cotton, sometimes when you use fleece, it's lovely, but it's got a bit of a stretch to it. So when you're trying to quilt it, it can be a little bit of a nightmare. But the brush cotton, of course, is cotton, so it doesn't stretch. But look at that with those colours. That would look lovely on the back of your quilt. And of course, because it's brush cotton, you get the flannel, you get this lovely warmth to it as well, so it's very snuggly. They look lovely with those. Are they in pre-cut
Yes.
pieces, or are they? Yeah.
Yes, there will be. I'm just trying to answer questions. Somebody said, Gemma says, I need to be closer to the mic. Let me come closer.
And closer.
Yeah, someone has just asked if the non-Liberty kit is loaded yet because they can't find it. So I'm just going to try and get that for them.
I'm pretty sure it was because Gemma loaded the Maven first. So.
Well, that was kind of my... What would it be under, Jane? And I'll find
What
it.
gallery fabrics? Fabric kit.
It is, what's it called? The Schoolhouse.
Schoolhouse Tile, yeah. So you can place your ruler over any part of the design that you like and you want to take as a focal point. I mean, with the muffin, you've got a really obvious focal point now, that little circular part. And you can just line it all up so that you've got everything sort of equidistance. You've got one. If you think about, take about your seam allowance. So if you go at the 1.5 point as the middle, you'll sort of work from there around, and just move it around until you're happy with where the centre part is. I chose the daisy one on this. I don't think that one's not going to... The trouble with fussy cutting is it can be a little bit wasteful on your fabric. So you do have to bear that in mind. When you buy new fabric, you might want to buy a little bit more if you think, oh, this is perfect for fussy cutting. Just look at the pattern repeat and make sure you can get enough.
Yes. It's alright, I'm looking up at the bag because someone's asked if the over edge magnets would go on the bag.
Oh, the fold over ones.
I'd have to look.
Because you've got that V point, haven't you? You might be better off doing a sewn in one. Because I don't know if it would, because it needs to be straight, doesn't it? You'd have to have it on the side. Because you've got the V in the middle.
Yeah. I have got a sewing magnet in there, but with the interfacing and the fact it's on a seam, it's not quite strong enough.
No.
So you can put a sewing magnet in there, but not the one that I used because it was a tiny diddly dinky one.
Yeah, but we've got our...
We've got our other ones that would work for sure.
So when you're happy with where you want it to be, you can cut down one side and across the top, and then this is where your rotating cutting mat comes in really handy, because what you can do is you can cut through your fabric so that you can expose that cut side. Rotate your mat and then you can line up your mark here and here. Just turn that around once more. And then you can cut up that side and across the top. Always just give your fabric a tug before you take it away, just in case it hasn't cut through. And then you've got your square there. And by having the rotating cutting mat, it means that you cut safely. That's not lined up in the middle, but it doesn't matter. I'll still have the daisy in the focus point. I love the rotating cutting mat. It really does help with cutting things like quarter square triangles and things. It's just having that ability to move the mat without and cut safely. It's quite important to cut safely with a rotary cutter because they can cause quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, as we all know, Jane.
Yes, we've all cut ourselves at one point or another. Right, so you've got your square, and you're going to frame that now. And these are small strips. All the cutting instructions are in the pattern. So your first strips that you sew on either side are going to be the same measurement as your centre square. And you're just going to sew them. 1/4 inch seam is used throughout. I never checked the bobbin. Hoping there's enough, because I know you got through 2 yesterday, didn't you?
I did, but then
you
I
did
stopped.
a load of sewing yesterday.
To do a load of sewing, but I haven't done any this morning. I meant to, but I didn't. I did lots of other things instead, yeah.
Yes.
I got up really early and then didn't. Well done me.
Set the seam and then just gently press that, because it's quite a small strip. It's just a little frame just to give a bit of definition really between that centre square and the edges, the edge bits. And then we're going to cut 2 pieces that are slightly bigger, and they go top and bottom, so that we're giving it a nice framed edge. So Glenn's favourite thing at the moment is to come in the morning, because he works night shifts. He comes in at the same time as I get up. So his favourite thing at the moment is to come in and play me a song on his phone that is appropriate to the day or the situation.
Oh, okay.
So the first one that he played me was David Bowie, and I can't remember what the song title is, but the first few lines are "Get up, you sleepyhead, get up, get out of bed."
Ah.
So that was the first one that started it all off. Then it was, I think it was a Tuesday, and there was a song with Tuesday in it.
Ruby Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't think it was that one though.
Should have been. It's the only one.
Oh,
with
and it was
Tuesday
the
in
Mamas and Poppers. Monday was the next one.
there. Okay.
Mamas and Poppers.
Is this just a little thing? It's just.
It's just decided he thinks it's hilarious.
Okay.
It is funny because I'm waiting for it now to see what the song is he's chosen. And then we've had a tin of Heroes at Christmas, and I think they were given to Josh, and Josh chose the ones he likes because he's quite selective about. And then they got put in the pantry, and we were just taking a few out each day. I'd find some in my lunchbox when he'd made my lunch and stuff. Anyway, this tin is now empty. So this morning he comes in with the empty tin, and inside is his phone, and is the Stranglers song, "No More Heroes Anymore." That's my husband's sense of humour. Just made us all laugh.
You need that. In a mad world, Jane, you need that.
You do. I've made a blog so you can see what it looks like when it's finished. I'm just trying to find my fabrics under here. I felt like I'd pinned everything together. But because they're over here. That's it, they're over here.
Jane,
right.
Would you like to show everyone our new sign at the back of the studio?
Can you see it? Oh, mad here.
I don't know what made me think of that right now, Jane.
Yes, crazy persons we are. I'm going to pinch one of your fabric markers if you've got one.
Oh, I left one out for you to try.
Oh, is this a new?
Did you tidy it up?
Yes, I've seen it though. It's nice. Is it like a friction one?
Yeah, but I think so.
It's got a cover on its.
Yeah,
on the
its
nib. So you're going to have.
Can you just try it just in case it's not one that's removed by heat?
Let's just, because we're going to cut away some of the corners. So if I try it on there.
Because that was on my to-do list.
Yes, that works.
Oh, good, excellent. Good, because they are far more reasonable price-wise than the actual branded ones.
Oh, right. So we're going to have some squares that go with the larger square. This is the one that forms the side. I can't really call them triangles, can I? I don't know what to call them. Side units. And we're going to mark a diagonal line on all of these squares from corner to corner. I always start from the middle and work outwards. Just because you're working on a bias, it just prevents the fabric stretching, distorting. I have treated all my fabric with spray starch beforehand. I'm always saying this, do it before you even start cutting, just in case, because it's, you flatter your best press, you spray starch, it's a liquid, so the heat might make the fabric shrink in just a little bit because it is cotton. It tends not to with the premium brands like the Art Gallery and the Liberty, and I don't know whether they pre-shrink their cotton before they print on it, but there tends to be very little movement with those fabrics when it comes to it. So we've got 4 of the large squares and we need 8 of the smaller ones per block. There's quite a lot of cutting in this block, quite a lot of pieces, but they're all like 2.5, 4.5, things like that. So your stripology ruler just makes really light work of it. So we're going to take one of our squares. I'm going to have it that way around. That looks like it's multi-directional, so it doesn't really matter. And we're going to place one of the smaller squares in the top corner, so that the diagonal line comes from the middle of that top edge down to the side. So basically we're sewing across the corner, and we're going to sew on that line. So yesterday I was woken up with Manic Monday. Yesterday's was Manic Monday. It's getting to the point now that I'm really anticipating what the song's going to be. It's quite fun. It's good fun.
Do you have ideas for them as well? Are you going to ever match him with any?
I'm not quick enough with my phone, and I don't have my phone upstairs anyway. I charge it downstairs, so at night it's not with me. So we're going to cut this corner triangle off, 1/4 inch away from that sewn line. You've got lots of little triangles left over here. Now what you can do, and it's nothing to do with this pattern, is you can mark 1/2 inch away from that marked line. And when you come to sew your corners on, your squares on, if you sew on both lines, and there'll be people out there who'll think, why on earth would you bother? But then there's other people that would think that that's quite a big scrap to leave.
Yeah. No, it's true.
So by doing this, rather than having a handful of triangles hanging around,
they're actually useful. I
they're
have boxes of different sizes, so
Yeah,
they all
so
match up the same size.
you've then got a lot of little half square triangles. Well, that's nearly a 2 inch half square triangle square,
That's useful.
which when you put 4 together makes a lovely pinwheel and all of that. So that's just an aside. That's nothing to do with the pattern. Excuse me, I've just breathed in So we're going to do this on all of the squares on the one side to start with, and of course you can chain piece this. Now what I always say is make one block first to see how it all goes together, and then there's 9 blocks in this quilt, and then you can really crack on with the rest of it, because you know what you're doing and where you're going with it.
I'm just enjoying it in the Liberty. Look at that, it's so pretty. Oh, Jane, it's probably gone
No,
the
it's
wrong
really
way,
caught
isn't
in the back of my throat. Sorry.
I remember being on TV and I was presenting by myself
Oh no.
and having a coughing fit, and there was no way out of it. Like there was just.
No, you can't sort of let the designer do the talking or anything like that when
Well,
you're
no,
on your own, aren't you?
It was just a sales show. So
That's
it
what I
was
mean.
just me.
Yeah.
So then they had to cut my mic because it was really uncomfortable viewing because I didn't shut up. And then you try and talk too soon.
Yes.
And that doesn't work.
Yeah, it's an awful feeling. So we're going to press these triangles up and away now, just very gently, because this is a biased edge. Just move it with your finger and then just literally pressing it down. So they reform the square.
I adore this.
It's so pretty.
It's so pretty.
It's very country garden, isn't it?
And you've got such different looks with the 2 different colourways.
Yeah. It's really pretty, really pretty. It's hard to decide which one is.
But they're both at cracking prices.
Absolutely good. The one triangle, and we're going to then place the next square in the opposite corner, with the line again coming from the middle down to the side. It will overlap at the top. It's meant to. That's going to be your seam allowance, so don't worry. And again, we're going to sew on that line. And again, we can whip through those chain piecing. Obviously, I'm not pinning my square because I very rarely pin anything. But if you feel more comfortable pinning it, that's fine. We all work differently, don't we?
Yeah. I'm not. Well, you know I'm not. Well, I am, and I'm not a pinner.
You like the clips, don't you? You like using the clips. The clips are really helpful, particularly for you with waxed fabrics and things like that. I've noticed clips come in more and more into quilting demonstrations as well. When people are putting pieces together, they're clipping them.
It's true, and I use them just to hold things together anyway.
Well, they're less fiddly, aren't they? And they're also less likely to poke you and make you bleed over your fabric. So
Exactly.
exactly
That, Jane. It's like you've watched me sew.
We've all done it though, haven't we? Stuck a pin in our finger and then got blood everywhere. You know, the smallest little hole in the end of your finger, and it just seems to bleed forever. Right, so we're going to trim the 1/4 inch away from there, and again you can do the 1/2 inch thing and sew either side and then cut it down the middle. Just saves all of your fabric, and it you've got this 36, so actually 72 of these. So that would make a little cushion front, or the side of a bag, or a pouch, or something like that. You know, that's quite a lot of half square triangles.
It sure is, Jane.
So, you know, it's a bonus project, if you like.
Yeah.
And we're going to press these up and away to reform the square. And we've called these the middle unit, because we're all full of the, you know, most basic. This is what it is. It's a Ron Seal moment, isn't it? It's exactly what it says on there. So you've got your 4 middle units and you've got your centre unit so far. You're going to take your, what's going to be your corner squares, these squares here, and you're going to sew them together into strips with a background fabric. Now I've only done a small one, but you'll need 2 full widths of fabric for the quilt. You're then going to take your ruler, and what you'll do is you'll level off one end, take the selvage off, and I always line my horizontal line of my ruler up with my seam line, just because I feel that is the straighter line. These edges can be a little bit wobbly once you've, you know, sewn it and pressed it and all of that, so always do the seam line as the straighter line. Take the selvage off, and again your stripology is just going to make such light work of this. And for each block you need 2 units of each colour.
Okay.
So we'll just do 2 of those for now. And we'll do the same with this one. This is the other colourway. When you do your stripology, of course, you don't have to turn everything round. You just lay it all on your mat and you just cut it, don't you? There's trim the selvage and everything is all done at the same time. Makes life a lot bigger. Okay, so these are fabric C, I think, the red, and the blue is fabric D. Background is fabric E. So we're going to take one of our fabric C units with the coloured square at the top and the background at the bottom, and we're going to sew a rectangle of the background fabric to the right hand side of that unit. And again, you can chain piece these. You're going to need 18, aren't you, for a 9 patch. 2 on each one. And we'll press that towards the rectangle just because there's no seams on that, which will make it a nice flat seam rather than going against. Because I know quite often we'll say press to the dark side so that it hides the seam, but I think on this occasion you want it sitting underneath that one because there's less resistance against that seam. So you'll have 2 with those on the right hand side. Now the fabric D squares, you want to have your rectangle on the left hand side. You can sew them all on the right hand side, but what will happen is you'll have your seams facing in different directions. That one will go down and that one will go across when you come to sew it into your row. So this is why we're sewing them on the opposite side, as it were.
My buttons are sticking today, Jane. I'm frantically pressing,
Oh no.
and it's just taking a little bit of time to switch over. So apologies for my sticky fingers.
It's not your fingers though, isn't it? I think sometimes it's this problem we've got with the broadband, isn't it? It's taking a while for the signal to
No,
come.
it's not. It's me.
Right.
You know how I break my phones on the regular? I've put a really thick screen thingy on my phone.
Oh right, so it's taking a while.
And it's just lifted off a little bit, right in the bits where I need to be pressing to change the angles. So I can't blame anything other than myself, and that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Right, so those are all the units that make up the block. You've got your fabrics with your corners and your rectangles. You've got your centre square with the frame round it, and then you've got your middle units, which I want to call triangles, but they're not really. I don't know what I don't know what the name is. They're the middle units. So we're going to sew the rows together now. So we're going to take the red square in the corner. We're going to place that against on the left hand side of our middle unit, making sure that the triangle, the point of the middle unit, is facing up and away, and we're going to sew those together. And again, you know, you can chain piece this because rows 1 and 3 are exactly the same. You can press the seam either way on this, but whichever way you do it, make sure you're consistent, because it needs to be when you come to do the middle row, it needs to be in the opposite direction. I've chosen to press it towards the rectangle, but you might find you want it to go towards the middle unit. And then we're going to place our corner unit with the blue square, fabric D, on the opposite side, and sew those together.
Jem's asking me for names of things. We've got some new.
So I give these a press.
We've got some new fabrics come in, which are perfect for the wax. After you stole mine.
Yes, obviously.
Obviously, and so we're just trying to name them, Jane.
Oh.
But they're really, really perfect for the waxes. Really perfect. They're a lovely check. You know, like
nice,
the traditional
yes.
when you open up your Freddie, for instance, has left his coat somewhere. So and he needs a black coat for school. So of course he's nicked my very, very old but very, very loved Australian wax jacket, black wax jacket. And you open it up and it's got a lovely check inside.
Oh yes.
So Yes, he's nicked that. Thanks, Fred.
So we take our middle units and we're going to put those against the side, the centre unit.
But this centre.
square.
So the strip, yeah.
Yeah. So we want to make sure that the points are facing out and away this time from that centre one. And we're just going to sew those either side. It's not a complicated block. We're going to press that seam towards the middle one, and it'll all become clear why as we join the rows together. So if we just give that a press. Press that there.
Oh no, wrong one. Oh Christ, I'm pressing the wrong button there, Jen.
Oh dear.
All over the place.
There we go, that one there.
Sorry. Gemma's trying to load the wrong ones.
Oh dear.
No, that's for tomorrow.
So the seam falls into the middle on that one, and these ones the seam falls out either side. And what happens is when we join the rows together, those seams will nestle now, and you'll get a nice point join. So you can see that those rows are the same. So you've got row 1 goes there, and you'll sew row 1 to row 2, and then you just rotate row 3, and that gives you the opposite corners on the block. And as I said, because we've pressed those seams in opposite directions, they do nestle nicely together. Now at this point you may want to just run a pin up those seams just to hold it while you take it to the machine, and it holds everything together. And you just sew along the top.
It's a very effective block, isn't it? But
Yeah.
actually also quite a simple.
Yeah, it's
Quite a
not,
simple one, it's
there's nothing complicated about it really. It's simple shapes. I love, this is one of the things I love about patchwork, is that, you know, simple shapes joined together create something really pretty. I'm going to press that up and away from the centre square, just because that's what the fabric seems to want to do.
Right.
I say this quite a lot, you know, listen to your fabric because it'll tell you which way it wants to go really. And then we add that third row onto the bottom of the middle row. And again, you can just turn that and just pop a seam in, a pin in along the seam. Just making sure those are lined up. Press that. I like to press it flat first. It sort of sets the stitching into the seam, helps it to lie flatter. And then like so.
Yeah, Jane, that's so pretty. Do you know what? Just as a cushion,
Yeah.
that would be absolutely lovely.
So what I've done next is I've put sashing in between. So you'll have these blocks come out around 12.5, so you want to cut a strip the same size, and you want to sew on all of them. You want to sew a strip to the left hand side. Again, you can check, this is another opportunity to chain piece. You can just chain piece all of the blocks with that strip on that one side.
Oh, it's so pretty. This this collection for me is spring in a fabric, isn't it?
It
this
is.
one?
It's really pretty. So it's a classic Liberty as well, isn't it?
I
Really.
think we're back to that.
Yeah.
I think that for me, they went a little bit off brand, and I didn't like it as much. And I'm not sure that. So we didn't buy it for a while. I know a lot of you were asking, are you not getting Liberty? And it's like, well, I don't actually like what they're bringing us, so no.
Yeah. Well,
It's as simple as that.
it's
No.
very difficult to make things with fabrics that you're not keen on. It's true.
I still think. I mean, we had when we had one of our members' evenings the other night, and someone was asking, "Come on, now, what really is the business model? How do you choose fabric?" I'm like, "It has to be that if it didn't sell, would I be happy to keep it? Yes."
Yes.
Because if I'm not passionate about the fabric that I buy, if I don't love the fabrics that I bought, I'm done with other people buying stuff and having to pretend to like it. I'm not doing that. It doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel nice.
No, and it comes over ultimately. It comes across, and people can tell. People pick it up when you.
Of course. Whereas both of these colourways of this quilt, I would be happy to have. Well, I mean, you did that over my leather sofa. The photo for the front of that over my leather sofa.
Yeah.
It looks amazing on the oxblood. Looks incredible.
Yeah.
And I also know that those greens are the green that is on my green sofa.
And would look equally as
Would
lovely.
look equally gorgeous, or my blue, my blue sofa.
Oh yeah. So, I'm just turned that around because I've realised that that's upside down. But you'll take 3 of your blocks and you're going to sew a sash strip to the opposite side. So you'll have 6 with it just on the one side,
Yes.
and 3 of them with it on both sides.
Possibly on another one, depending on if you've sewn upside down.
Oh, it doesn't
What
matter.
did I
But
sew on upside down the other day? Oh, something. I was really cross with myself again.
it's only because my fussy cutting on this, it's a directional flower, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you would never have noticed on the other one because it's not directional. At a press and press that away from the block.
I am just trying to get a few little stock updates for things. The bolt end for the Love Struck has gone. Well done. I've got 4 left of the designer duo of the Love Struck. The $9.99 bundles from Meter of Art Gallery designer fabric. It's an insane price, but you are very welcome to it. The With Love cushion, that's gone. I've got 2 apparently left of the Love Struck with the Art Gallery fabric in there.
So for the rows of the quilt, you've got your double sashed block, and then you'll have 2 single sashed blocks, and you'll join those together in a row, like so. And then you'll take your sashing strips, and you'll have cut all of these in the same, because your block should be square, in theory.
Yes.
Your sashing strips, the rest of them, become your top and bottom sashing for your quilt. So again, you're going to sew one little square of your background to the right or the left hand side, and then on 3 or 4 of them, you're going to sew one on a double side.
I rather like that, Jane, as a trio there, as a table runner.
Yes.
Would be
Well, I was just
beautiful. Could you
thinking this.
imagine
It
a
was
big-
just nice, wouldn't it, on
A big jug of tulips. on it.
yes,
It'd be
in the middle
gorgeous.
of your table, and it running along the table. So, just going to sew this square onto there so that you can see how it all sits together. And this time I'm pressing the fabric towards the little square. And again, this is so when I join it, we'll join a double sashed piece and a single sashed one, and then 2 single sashed ones. And what happens is when I put this on, let's turn that round so it's the right way round. You've got that nestling going on again. So you'll sew all of this together in a row, turn that round so that it will be down here. Just looking at the fabric, and it has got a direction to it. So when you come to join those, that seam will be pressed in, and then this seam goes towards there. So when you're joining them up, that helps with the sashing, so that you've got that all going together. And you'll join your sashing, your long sashing strip, you'll join that to the top of all of your rows. So you've got you'll have 3 rows that look like that. Then you join your rows together, and then on the then the very last, the 4th sashing strip goes onto the bottom of the rows, and that's your quilt middle. And then you'll you add your side borders on of your background fabric, like so. You'll have to join all of your pieces of your side border fabric. Measure your quilt this bit. Measure it through the middle. Don't measure it at the top or the bottom. Through the middle of your quilt. We do it through the middle because the top here has got all these seams that might have just come unpicked a little bit there. So it might measure slightly longer at the top and bottom than it does in the middle. So you go from the middle measurement, and you cut your 4 pieces of your background for your border to that measurement. And then you'll sew the plain ones on the side, either side, and then on your top sashing strip you'll add one of these squares of your sashing. So you end up with, I'm just going to use that underneath, you'll end up with that looking like that across there. If you can move that down.
Nice.
So you get that little extra bit in the corners, if you like, and that just adds the frame to it, I think, before you then bind it.
It's gorgeous, Jane.
So it's really straightforward and a fairly simple make, really.
It is, but it's one of those. It's impactful, and little things like fussy cutting and stuff like that.
Just gives it a little bit extra to your. And you're working with quite a narrow strip of fabric here, so it's sort of expanding your patchwork skills.
Yeah, perfect.
And giving you a nice little project to make.
Do you know what, actually, I would really like that as a bag front as well.
Yeah.
It'd be so pretty.
Yeah, they're pretty as a cushion. I mean, you could make a cushion just simply by putting the double sashing on there and there.
Maybe we should do that, and then I'll make
And that's a cushion, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, so you've got all of those things going on.
So when you buy the instructions, of course, you can do that. You can go make an extra one.
Yeah.
Or do your first one that you that you're trialling.
Yeah, that you
do
make
that.
all the.
Let me give a few stock updates. So we still have the Emerald Coast. These are. Can you just point to the oval elements, the art gallery fabric oval elements? These ones. So we still have got the Emerald Coast. The mustard is gone. Sugar green is still there. Pomelo's there. Saffron's there. But the juicy grape is gone. The smoke has gone. The sage meadow has gone.
Mustard's
the
still
licorice
there.
is gone.
Emerald Coast is still there.
No, mustard's gone.
Mustard's gone.
Yeah.
So
The Liberty topiary stripe gone.
gone. Not surprised.
The Carnaby collection Cosmos Cloud gone.
That's not a surprise either.
I have 4 left of the half metre Heaven Duo.
Yeah.
I still have one of the. I've got 2 of the Feminine Form bolt ends, but the Love Struck heart one is gone, and I've still got a plaid of my dreams blush pre-cut. I've still got one of those. I have still got stock of the Liberty. I can't see the and Gemma is just loading as we speak the brushed cotton. It's also Winciette, it's the other name, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, which we just don't use here at all.
You used to have nighties made out of Winciette, and if you had brushed cotton sheets, You get stuck. It's like fuzzy felt. Nighty would stick to the sheets.
I am. Yeah, I've got a handful of the Art Gallery fabric kit, Maureen Cracknell one for today. I've got a handful of those left.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. That's first come first serve on these, I think.
Yeah. Get it before you miss out.
Yeah, absolutely. The brushed cotton is going to come in, the grey and the blue.
This is so beautiful.
It really is, isn't it?
I mean, this would make lovely blankets as well, a bound-edge blanket, because the beautiful thing about, again, brushed cotton, it's the same both sides.
Yeah, yeah.
It's got that lovely soft. This is gorgeous.
Gemma's just asking me about a 3 metre pre-cut deal price for these. What would you pay, Jane?
Oh gosh, 3 metres, don't ask me. Don't ask me. It's hard, isn't it? Because it's a bit wider, isn't it, as well? It's not, is it 40? This mat is 35. Oh yeah, it probably is a 42, yeah. It looked wider, but it is, it's a 42 wide.
Right. So, a 3 metre unit. Jane, how does $6.99 a metre sound for this?
That sounds like a real bargain. It really does.
I'm going to be honest, sometimes when I use brushed cotton, I don't use a wadding.
No, sometimes you don't need to.
Yeah. And also for your dog beds and your dog coat linings as
beautiful.
well. And for all of your waxed fabrics, this is also a beautiful lining for your waxed linings as well.
It's lovely. It's got a nice, it's lovely and soft. It's almost.
Oh, hang on. So we'll do a deal price for 3 metres. We'll do 1 metre for nearly free.
Wow.
$14.99 for 3 metres of this stuff.
That's amazing.
While it lasts.
Yeah, once it's gone, it's gone. And I think at that price, it won't be here long.
So, you know, I think that's an affirmative there, Gemma. Shall I do $14.99 for deal price? Well, that is ridiculous, but yes.
This navy's lovely, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
That looks, well, both of these would look lovely on the back of the, particularly with the red. Because, of course, you bind it with the red.
Yes.
So that red against there.
Let me just get back to the right screen, and I can.
Looks fabulous with both of those.
It's rich, isn't it?
It is. That is so nice.
Now, my thought on this is that for the waxy waxes, this is going to work beautifully for linings.
Yes.
Because brushed cotton, it's not going to sit against it like a normal cotton would.
No.
So it's not going to
absorb the wax.
Absorb the wax as much. Also, it's dark, so it won't show.
Yeah.
So, but if you are worried in any way, when I say the waxy wax, I mean the Bonneville. If you've bought a Bonneville, then go for a darker colour lining. Or on our Friday deals, we did a mega deal for ripstop linings.
Yes.
Now the ripstops are all absolutely perfect. They will not let the
I mean, if you were
wax through at all.
If you're a dressmaker and you're able to make jackets from your waxed, having this as the lining inside your jacket would be so cosy.
So gorgeous. Snuggly. So that's and that's kind of where I was thinking.
Yeah.
And because I've got a little bit of something in mind for next week that I want to have a really lovely lining. So yes, that's where we're at. But guys, if you want this, it's there. When it's gone, it's gone. $14.99 for 3 meters of brushed cotton.
You'd pay that for a metre, surely. $14.99.
Well, yeah, you should, but we're doing a mega deal, Jane.
That's like giving 2 meters free.
I know. It's not a patterned one.
No,
it's
but
a
even
plain one.
Beautiful on backing. You could just make a cushion. out of this because it's just snuggly.
You know who's going to want that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And that's that Ruby Doo.
He will. He'll want a bed out of that.
He will want the bed out of that. And I might do a waxed bottom. And then a...
Yeah, nice snuggly top.
Mm.
Beautiful.
Or, I was thinking about this, okay, because the waxed are water repellent,
Mm-hmm.
and of course mine go out and they dibble dabble in all the water in the yard and everything
Yeah.
else. I was thinking, what if I did? So I want to protect the biggest issue is with the dog beds, especially for the size dog beds that we have,
Yeah.
is that they're stuffed with duvets,
Yes.
and I don't want to have to wash a duvet.
No.
So if I have a waterproof outer, then that's fine. But some of them aren't snuggly fabrics, if it's a wax.
Yes, it can be a bit stiff.
And
can't it?
Reuben, my Great Dane, is a snuggly kind of a hound.
Yes. Well, he's got a short coat, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And he's got no extra on him.
So
'cause
what
he's
I'm
slim.
thinking is, if he has the waxed base,
Yeah.
to cover the whole duvet,
Yes.
and then I do him like a cover,
Oh, like a topper.
like
type
a
of thing.
topper,
Yeah.
which would be easy to whip off and wash,
Yeah.
with elastic running top to bottom, side to side.
Yeah. Brilliant idea.
And then that can just go on. Minnie won't be able to wreck it.
No.
She'll give it a go.
Her bed looks like gorgonzola cheese, doesn't it?
To be fair, she inherited that bed from Mabel, and that was
Started
Mabel's.
Mabel.
Yeah, Mabel started the Edam look.
Edam, that's it. Holy. Gouda cheese is the holy one,
I
isn't it?
love Gouda cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, it's delicious. But yes, we digress. Yes, that is. Yeah, she doesn't chew. She doesn't chew her beds.
No.
You'll find her rolling around on Reuben's bed, having taken all of her toys. She's got a little wheelie thing of her toys, and she goes and she pops her head in, and she takes the toys out, and she goes and puts them on Reuben's bed. And then Reuben doesn't want to lie on all of her toys, but she's taken them all into Reuben's bed, and then just rolls around on her back playing with his toys, with her toys. Anyway, we digress. Tomorrow, Jane, we are doing the bag.
The bag.
I am limited on by the number of handles that I have. I do have some more on order, but they are not here yet. If you would like to make this bag with me tomorrow, please do join. That is a Barber waxed outer and a Liberty lined inner.
You can get more designer than that, could you,
No, it
really?
doesn't. Josh was in the pub watching the rugby while I was making this on Saturday, and I sent him a little photo of it, and one of the mums that was stood next to him at the bar was like, "How much is it? I want to buy it."
I'm not surprised.
So let's make these
Beautiful.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's a bit classy, isn't it, Jane?
It's lovely. It's a nice size as well. Just, when
It's
you're
called
going out and just stick
Yeah.
everything in.
it's called Izzy's bag.
Yeah.
And it's called Izzy's bag because she showed me a similar pattern and said, I want to make one of these, but you've just had these handles come in, and I think the handles would look nicer.
Yeah.
And the pattern was all sorts. I mean, it looks absolutely nothing like... And this is what happens, isn't it? We see something, we go, well, yes, but I would do it differently.
Yes.
It's more the technique that I was like, oh, that's an interesting technique. And so by the time that we've finished designing it, and this that, and the other, it looks absolutely nothing like the original inspiration.
Yeah. And you've got to write all the instructions up for it anyway, so it's lovely. I think it's a brilliant design.
Had a question on YouTube with the Natasha McCarthy design bundles. So you need to watch out for your emails. Josh is sending you an email about those today. We were going to make a ruler bag
Right.
that I had already designed. But then one of our members said, but I've changed mine slightly to accommodate the XL, the Stripology XL.
Right.
And would that be a thing? So I've basically got to rewrite the pattern. And I haven't had time. We've had all sorts going on here. We lost the kid's granddad on Sunday. It's just been all sorts going on. So what I'm going to suggest is we do a slightly different make for this month, and then it gives me time to properly do it rather than bodge it.
Yes.
For the following month. So we will still do that, but I'm pushing that one back a month. So you will have an email with a code to use for the kits for this month's make.
Right.
And they are available for you to purchase now. Josh, when he has stopped doing whatever he's doing, will send those emails out. Working, that's it.
Working,
yeah. We'll send those emails out for you, and then you can fill your boots and we can get them out to you ASAP. Janio, ASAP.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
I like it. I really like it.
Just a nice shape. It's an unusual shape,
Yeah.
which is nice.
And a good size.
Yeah. Really lovely. And the wax just gives it that body, doesn't it, to stand.
Yeah.
Love it.
Izzy and I have really carefully chosen everything for these. Really carefully chosen.
Yeah.
I think she wants to come and make a bit of it tomorrow. I think just because she wants to make one.
Yes.
So she does it with a bit of tutorial.
Oh, that would be fabulous.
So we'll see. We'll see if she changes
If
her
she's
mind.
up for it.
Yeah. It was her suggestion, but she might change her mind.
Yeah.
Right, everybody, that is today's show. Thank you ever so much for watching. Jane, thank you ever so much for making. As
Thank
ever,
you.
these are rather stunning. And yeah, we will see you tomorrow with the bag. Call it the bag.
The
Izzy's
bag.
Izzy's bag. Thank you very much. Take care. Lots of love. Bye bye.
Bye bye.